In a quiet countryside, far from any highway or town, stood an old, nearly forgotten house. Locals called it the Mercer place, though no one remembered who the Mercers were. The house sat beside a group of blackened pine trees, tall and lifeless, like watchful silhouettes against the evening sky. For years, no one dared to go near it, until one day, someone did. Ethan Walsh, a freelance photographer known for documenting abandoned locations, arrived just before sunset. He had no idea that someone or something was waiting in that house. He parked his car at the edge of the dirt road. As he stepped out, the wind whispered through the dead pines, like faint voices arguing in the distance. The house stood silent ahead, tilted, broken, windows like hollow eye sockets staring back. He walked toward it, camera bag on his shoulder, unaware of the curtain on the second floor slowly shifting, as though someone inside was watching him. The front door creaked open with a single push. Dust floated in the still air. Wooden floors, cracked and rotted, groaned beneath his steps. The place smelled of dampness and something else, something rotten. He lifted his camera, taking slow, careful shots of the hallway. His flashlight beam drifted across peeling wallpaper, collapsed furniture, and shattered picture frames. But as he moved forward, the sound of a footstep echoed right behind him. He froze. He turned. No one was there. Ethan tried to calm his breathing. Houses make sounds, he whispered in his mind. Old shifts. Wind moves. Nothing unusual. But then, a quiet whisper floated from upstairs. A woman's voice. Faint. Calling a name. Daniel. Ethan wasn't Daniel. But someone or something thought he was. He climbed the staircase, each step screaming beneath his weight. At the top, a long hallway stretched across the second floor. The walls were darker here, stained by water leaks and age. A room at the far end glowed faintly, as though lit by candlelight. He didn't bring a candle. He walked closer. His pulse thudded in his ears. The light flickered once, then died. Darkness swallowed the hall. He reached the room, pushed the door open. Inside were children's drawings pinned to the wall. Dozens of them. Crude sketches of a house, a family, a mother, a father, and a dark, faceless figure towering behind them. On the floor sat a broken music box. Its lid slowly opened on its own. A tune began to play, soft, slow, twisted by time. Ethan felt cold air brush against his neck. He turned his camera toward the doorway. In the hallway, something stood still. Tall, thin, shoulders unnaturally high, its head tilted, watching him. He staggered back, nearly dropping his camera. The figure didn't move. It only shifted its head slightly, as if curious. Ethan blinked, and it vanished. Heart racing. Ethan stepped out of the room and walked faster. Down the hall, down the stairs. But the house wasn't the same anymore. There were fresh footprints on the dusty floor. Small footprints like those of a child. They led from the hallway toward the cellar door. And then he heard it, knocking from below. Slow, deliberate, like someone trapped, asking to be let out. He approached the cellar. His hand trembled as he pulled the door open. A cold, damp breath of air crawled out from the darkness. He descended. The steps were stone. Vet, mold creeping along the walls. At the bottom, his flashlight caught something, old wooden cribs. Tiny, rotted beds for babies long gone. Beside them, chains bolted to the wall. The knocking echoed again. But now it wasn't coming from the door. It was coming from inside the walls. The whispering returned. Louder this time. Dozens of voices. Children crying. A woman humming a lullaby. Ethan stumbled backward. His flashlight flickered. And then he saw it. In the far corner stood a woman. Pale skin. Wet hair sticking to her face. Her dress torn, dripping with something dark. She didn't blink. She only whispered one word. Leave? He didn't think. He ran. Up the stairs. Through the hallway. Through the front door. But as he reached the porch, he froze. Standing in the yard were children. 5 of them, all staring. Eyes black. Faces emotionless. Their mouths open at the same time. Stay. The lights in the house turned on behind him. Every window glowed. He turned to run to his car, but it was gone. Only tire tracks remained. And behind him, the sound of footsteps. Slow, heavy, coming down the porch stairs. Ethan backed away. His camera still recording. His breath sharp. The pines swayed violently, though the wind was gone. He turned toward the forest. He ran. Through branches. Through darkness. Never looking back. But the whispers followed. Daniel, come back. Hours later, the townspeople found Ethan wandering near the road. His camera still in hand. His eyes wide. He didn't speak. The footage was recovered. But in the last frame, before the camera fell to the ground, a hand appeared on Ethan's shoulder. Long, pale, cold. Some say the house still stands beside the pines. And some nights, if the wind is quiet, you can hear knocking from the cellar, calling someone home.